Hello and welcome to AmassGames. Hi boardies, today I'm bringing you 60 through to 51 of the top 250 games of all time. It's board games I've played over the 1651 so far. This does include promos and expansions, and that's because sometimes I think they're better that way. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that thumbs up to show me liking the content, and hit that notification as well to know when I'm doing the rest of the series and more. Check out this playlist. There's more coming and many other playlists which are great, as well as check out the comments and descriptions, and of course I reply straight away. So next up we have Port Royal. So Port Royal is a fantastic push luck game. This particular one is the expansion. It's Port Royal The Adventure Begins. So this is a campaign game. This is basically we're going out and there's 5 different chapters that you're sailing around the Caribbean, not just going to Port Royal, trying to do different things. And you're going to have cards like this, different characters that you can play, and various things that can come into effect. There are other new things in this game, such as bread and things like that. And it's a very, very fantastic game. If you like Port Royal, this is an absolute must. So up next we have Sushi Go Party. So Sushi Go is a wonderful card drafting game by the Australian designer Phil Walker Harding and released by Game Right. And that tin edition game, this is also in a bigger tin, this is Sushi Go Party. So it's the same kind of game but with 8 more things in it, and ultimately it just gives you a bit more variety. It's under twice the price for 8 different things, loads of different sets and menus you can make, and new things you can do. You have tofu there, you've got miso, fructa, you've got your pedido and various other things, uramaki. So various different things you can do. It's even got a nice little scoreboard you can go around, and you can mix and match what's in these things here too. So that's Sushi Go Party. Up next, Dinogenics. Now I've talked about Dinosaur Island. I think Dinogenics is fantastic. I think it's a slightly better game, but I think it does take longer. In our first game, it took about 4.5 hours. Dinogenics is a Euro-themed game. This is basically your board. Fantastic art on the cards, and for some reason people are not showing any of the pictures on this website, Board Game Geek, in terms of the art on the cards. But what's fascinating about it is just the theme, how it's going into it, build your own dino park. It just does a great job. I mean, remember, Dinosaur Island is really good, but Dinogenics I just think is really, really good. There's very, very little between them, and they're both really highly rated. I just feel that I think the tension is a bit more noticeable in Dinogenics. And I'm just going to go back a page and actually show you what the mechanisms are. Now, when I happen to play it, just because it's a Kickstarter game, I don't have the freedom to play it all the time, especially as it isn't mine. And there we go. It talks about it is dice rolling, events. Like I say, you've got to work into events, and hand management. Like I said, that event thing is what I think really works well for it. Up next, Wizard Jubilee Edition. So we've talked about Wizard already. Wizard Jubilee Edition has those 6 cards I mentioned before, involving that Nar and the Fairy. And so we talk about Nars. Nars are normal. We have the Z, they have the wizards here. But over here, I've got a rainbow card. It lets you change suit. Bizarrely, again, the pictures on Board Game Geek do not seem to show the other cards in the suits, which maybe I need to take a picture for. But what I really like about Jubilee Edition is the fact that if you play the dragon, the highest card, it beats even wizards. And then someone plays the fairy straight after it, so that same round, then you are going to lose as the dragon and the fairy will win. So there's that. There's a bomb in this game too, which just means nobody wins a trick. It's just fascinating. A fantastic trick-taking game. Up next, Hue. This is in the Paco Gum series of games, of which there are 8 in a series, and there's at least 2 series out. And Hue is a very interesting kind of pattern game whereby you're going to have 5 to 6 of these cards, and you're going to have one of these poison cards. If you play that poison card, whoever was scoring, say, red, was currently getting a score of, say, 3. It would have actually been 4 because it has to overlay a card, potentially. And then he plays down this, and whoever could have been scoring red at the end is going to score nothing. So you score what you have the most of. So imagine I have this card into the game. I'm scored 2 points for each piece of yellow, 1 point for each piece of purple and red. So right now I'm going to score 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 for that. That's worth 14 for yellow, etc. for purple and red. Now, if I see someone making loads of yellow and I've got a yellow poison, I'm going to dump that down. So if I play down a card like this, of course it's helping with yellow. The downside is actually I struggle with the fact that, I want to keep it for scoring. And that's the fun of the game. It doesn't take long to play, 15-20 minutes. Fantastic game. Next up, we have Seven Wonders 2nd Edition. So this is a newer version of Seven Wonders. It's a card drafting game we've talked about before. This is in fact my picture. Again, I didn't think there was enough pictures out there. I've got a few pictures on the website showing side-by-side covers. But here you go, you stack the cards slightly differently, it's a lot neater. It's a bigger board, doesn't need to be a bigger board, but it's fine. Slightly different coins, foil-backed kind of cards, a bit neater there too. Balanced some things which I've never noticed to be an issue, to be honest. And it's fantastic. Yeah, no, it's a very nice game, and I've got lots of expansions, which of course they do have a different sized board for and stuff. But very much looking forward to trying this out. And the other promos don't affect these because it doesn't affect the base cards. Up next, we have Port Royal, Just One More Contract. This is pretty much the first expansion for Port Royal, and it has these large cards. Can be a bit annoying having to bother with these large cards, but basically if you happen to be the first person or whatever, maybe to get a captain or fight somebody, then you're going to get some bonuses. These bonuses are going to work towards unlocking things, such as getting 12 points depending on what you want to be playing out in the game. So it has a few more cards as well, and again, if you like Port Royal, if you like Push Your Luck, it gives you a few more kind of objective-y kind of things to work towards. And you can play co-op too, I believe. So, Rise of Augustus. This is basically bingo, and it's a fantastic game by Paolo Mori. Here are basically all the different cards that you can play with. This is this bingo thing I talked about. So this is the distribution of all the cards in the game, plus some wild cards. And you're going to have these bags. So you're going to draw something out, and you're going to lay it out on one of these tokens. So in this instance, over here, if you draw out a sword, let's say, or let's say this orange shield, then that you're going to place it on here. You're going to place one of your 7 legions, one of these guys here, on the board here. And as soon as you've got 5 of these, then you can actually activate the ability, and you claim that. Well, you've obviously claimed the card, and then you're going to be that much closer to claiming a certain amount of these cards. So if you happen to get 8 of these things, that's 8 of these things, or 6 of these things here, or 5 in this instance, you're going to score 8 victory points. So different things you're going to score better with. Again, I'll do some links down to the bottom. Check out the description on basically how to play this game. I love this game, it's great. And there's another picture of Augustus laid out. So you're only working towards 3 things. Here you'll pots of legions, sticking them out here, and then obviously it'll score summary thing, basically the distribution of these guys, what you can work towards, and basically the points you can have remaining. So you're going to get points here, you're going to get points here, and yeah, you're going to score based on the card, based on the victory points, based on any other sets you might get, such as getting loads of green, as well as the amounts that you have as soon as you choose to take one of those things. You can't take more than one. It's been re-implemented by Via Magica because Hurricane, unfortunately, I don't know, there's some disagreement between them and the publisher, also the designer, because there are some gold bars and stuff. You steal some of these things, but they never did anything with it. And yes, it was nominated for Game of the Year 2013 by SPIEL.digital. Up next with another unlock. This is Schezerazade's Last Tale. Very clever little bits to this. I think I know some bits whereby they don't like the rating to be down a bit. Yeah, like I said, I very much enjoyed this tale. I thought it was really nice. I just like the fluidity to it, this kind of Arabian Nights feel, the length of it and stuff like that. I deliberately am not showing you a picture because of it being unlocked. I just feel like I don't really want to be showing you even the starting card. But yeah, hopefully you might look into this game. So now we have the last game in this series of 10 games. This is Tuscany. This is particularly Viticulture, the expansion Tuscany 4 Viticulture Essential Edition. So this is the Essential Edition for Tuscany, and this is basically showing you what it's like. So here's this Tuscany stuff, and what you get with this is this new board. You've got this whole area down here, and what this is basically is a different parts of the countryside that you can actually go into. So if I just go in a bit deeper and deeper, I'll show you what I'm referring to here. Now the downside with going in, this is way too deep, and yes, I do always drink wine playing this game too, is I find personally, this area control element of trying to stick down different parts of Italy, Siena and stuff like that. I mean, these are the bigger areas of wine growing. Is the fact that I just don't know. I just don't think you really need to be going down. I mean, you can go there. I felt it's important, but I just didn't feel like that's the only part of it that detracted for me for Tuscany. I like the fact that you can go out into different areas of the board, it's not just spring and summer, you have autumn, winter. That's really nice. I think that's fine. I don't think it's needed. I don't think it's an essential expansion. Viticulture I give an 8 out of 10 to. But for me, it's Visitors Throne Valley. That's what really ups this game for me. So there you have it. This has been my top 10, obviously in this particular group. Hope you enjoyed it and look forward to checking the next one. Thanks very much. Bye for now.